Thank you so much for checking out this free video. If you don't mind, please click like and subscribe.
Your main event is Claudio Castagnoli and Wheeler Yuta versus Samoa Joe and Hook. So it's a long heat segment on Hook. He gets caught in the ropes and stomped, and they beat him up forever. And they keep attacking Joe to block the hot tag, and Joe's brawling on the floor. He's not in the corner when Hook needs him to be there to tag out. And so Mox comes out, and obviously this was going to be Pac's spot. But Pac got hurt, and so Mox came out to be the third guy here. But he grabs a chair, and so Shibata attacks him. And yes, they get triple sleepers. Shibata choking out Mox, Joe choking out Claudio, and Hook choking out Yuta, and Yuta taps and they win. But it's kind of funny, and like I say, obviously this is going to be Pac's spot, so it's not the way it went down, but it felt like they did a match with Mox and Shibata for no reason, the opener, and then set it up in the main event. If you switch these two matches, the whole show makes so much more sense.
I don't think that Pac was supposed to be... I don't think Moxie was taking Pac's spot. I think that this was a way for Shibata to get some revenge, and I think it was important that Moxley... Because Pac was going to be pinned. So, like, he'd already done his job. Moxley didn't. But having a triple submission finish at the end of this match with all three of these guys, maybe Pac was also going to come out and he was going to get choked out by somebody else. But I liked the idea here of all three guys getting choked out, Wheeler tapping out, because of course Wheeler's the one that got the big win on Sunday, so they gave him some credibility here to get Hook over. And then, you know, they did the big schmoz afterwards and they killed Hook, and then Joe gets angry and challenges the Ops to a trios title match.
He did.
And, you know, they've had a lot of trios go up against him. And, you know, I thought there was a possibility Undisputed would beat him. But I think that Ops are really, like, the best bet.
They must.
I mean, people love them.
Just have to.
Well, I think, you know, it's like Buddy used to say, when it's time. And these guys have been getting heat. And we got one pay-per-view before All In. And it's time. I mean, you know, it started on this show, the Death Spiral. And I think it's time for the trios titles to change hands. And that can play into the storyline of the Young Bucks wanting to team up with the Death Riders as a unified group to run this company. And right now, Moxley doesn't want to do it. But why would he? Just like you said at the beginning. Why the fuck would he? He's a champion, and he's got the six-man champions. And, like, they're running roughshod over the place. Well, if they lose the six-man titles, if Moxley keeps getting choked out, well, now there's a storyline reason where, well, god damn it, maybe we do need some help. So, and then, of course, you set up Blood and Guts that way. So, I thought that I could be wrong about where they're going with some of these things, but I thought watching the show, I could sort of try to piece together where they're going 6 weeks from now and then, 2 months from now for All In. And I thought it was overall a pretty good, simple show.
I did think it was a little strange at the end there because Shibata is the one who choked Moxley out, but Moxley's down on the ground, a position he is rarely in over this past half a year. And Joe, you may recall, was world champion just about a year ago and never got a rematch.
No.
I thought it was challenging, throwing out title challenges. He could have thrown one out here. They could have done Joe versus Mox sometime between now and...
Well, yes, Vinny, but the thing is, and we all know this because it just happens over and over again, Tony has plans, and when things go wrong, and he does whatever he has to do, and then, he goes back to his plans. Joe was never supposed to win the title. So, everyone always talks about, well, why was there no follow-up to him losing the title? Why did he not lose the title and then get a shot at the next paper? Well, because he was never supposed to win it. And so, as soon as he lost it, then it was back to what Tony had planned originally. He just went forward with that. So, that's the story there. I mean,
that sucks.
I'm not defending it. I'm just saying
You kind
that's
of are.
why.
All right.
Well, I don't want it to come across as defending, but that's why he doesn't do it. Should Joe have demanded a rematch? Of course. Yes. Should he have gotten a rematch? Of course. My point is merely not to defend it, but just to say that when people like harp on why didn't this happen and everything, it's like you're wasting your breath. It just didn't, and it's not gonna, because that's the way the guy books. Like, I don't agree with it, but like that's what's gonna happen.
I thought that show was strange, but I had that party match in the middle, so I'm not going to complain about it because that match was great.
If you love this show, you should consider signing up at WrestlingObserver.com. WrestlingObserver.com has every show that we have ever done. Over 15,000 podcasts in the archives, dating back to 2005. Searchable by show, searchable by year. Perhaps the first show you ever watched was 2008 WrestleMania? Well, you can head into the archives and you can find the podcast we did, all built around the 2008 WrestleMania. Every major show, whether it be WWE, AEW, we covered it all. 15,000 archived shows at WrestlingObserver.com. Also, when you subscribe, you get full access to the Wrestling Observer newsletter. There's a new Observer every Friday. And on top of that, we have thousands and thousands of archived issues of the Observer dating back to 1991. So again, WrestleMania 2008, go to the archives, search WrestleMania 2008, read all of the issues surrounding that show. Of course, Wrestling Observer newsletter, 40,000 words of news and information on pro wrestling and mixed martial arts every single week. New issue comes out every Friday. New back issue comes out every Monday. You also get the discussion board. One of the best discussion boards on the internet. It's members only. If you're going to troll, well, you got to pay to troll, and there aren't too many of those. And if you cause too much trouble, you're out of there. So if you want a great place to discuss professional wrestling, it is the board. Also available as a subscriber at WrestlingObserver.com. The whole package, all of the new shows, all of the archived shows, all of the new issues of the Observer, all of the archived editions of the newsletter, all of the past episodes of Wrestling Observer Radio, Wrestling Observer Live, The Bryan Vinny Show, Figure 4 Daily, Filthy 4 Daily, The Board, all of it, just $14.99 per month. The full shebang, and you can save a lot of money getting an annual subscription. A full year, you basically get 2 months free. So check it out, WrestlingObserver.com, everything you'll ever need as a fan of professional wrestling. Check it out today, F4WOnline.com.